never get to the intro. What's wrong with the? I never can tell if that freaking intro is going to work. But we are live, and as you can see, this is not Jill. Some folks may know you, some folks may not. If you're in Discord or you've seen some of the videos, this is the big JROCK.
Hey.
So JROCK's going to be joining me today. We've got a new segment we're going to be doing on these live streams. We were just asking him to come in remotely, but it just so happens Jill could not be here this evening, and he had time to drive down to hang out with me. So we're going to do the segment in person today, a little later in the stream. We got a lot of things planned, and he's just going to hang out with me this evening. So we got me and JROCK, who's not quite as good looking as Jill is, so sorry about that, but he's almost as fun to hang out with. No audio?
Almost.
Hey, it sounds like we got audio. Y'all give me an audio video check. Is it Brad or is it me? It's got to be Brad.
Are we good? Can you hear us? Smoking
very
some very
close second. I did. It's Brad. Okay, I did a ton of audio checks before we went live here. So turn the lights up. Is it dark in here?
Nah.
It looks. See, the problem is they say it's dark, but like it looks pretty good
there,
on all of these streams.
Yeah, it looks fantastic.
So, I don't know. All right, lots planned. Few things we're going to do. First thing we're going to do, while I'm talking to y'all about what we're going to do, is we're going to warm up our palates here with a little bit of this Southern Collective. Now, this is, if you watched the Nashville hunt that came out last Friday, I guess it was, wasn't it?
Yep.
We picked a rye while we were up at Southern Collective. This is that rye. So this is what the bottle's going to look at. This is going to go to the Brewzle Club. If you want more information, be sure to join the Patreon, where you can find out more information about these Brewzle exclusive releases. Now, tell me about this. What's the proof?
So this is 116.4. This is a Missouri rye. It is 8 years old. It is minty and kind of sweet.
It's definitely minty.
Yeah, this is just a fantastic. So we named this one, you guys can see it there. We call this one First Rights. We went into Southern Collective and tried some other stuff. You guys saw in the Nashville Hunt video. And we asked them, hey, do you guys have any barrels that have not been touched at all? And we came across some, tried some stuff out, and came up with this right here. And it's an 8-year-old, a Missouri rye. So you get outside of Kentucky, you get off that limestone, you get some different profile. So this will be coming out some point, maybe later this year, maybe next year. We're not sure just yet, but this is what it looks like. The wax and everything on there.
Yeah, no idea when we'll get that, but it is a beautiful bottle of whiskey. It is delicious. I just bumped the lights up for folks that have way too much darkness and contrast going on with their monitors. Greg, we do not have any bar top mic. We typically use these lavaliers. That's what I like to use. We use the bar top mic in case of emergencies. This was JROCK. This was a JROCK pick. JROCK was there to help me with that pick. So in today's live stream, we're going to do a few things. We're going to warm our palate up here with this nice minty rye. We have 5 different. I found one more. It's not pictured, but I found one more when I was pouring these. We have 5 cigar blends right here. We are going to blind. And then later in the stream, we're going to talk about a new Brewzle exclusive Brewzle Club release that is coming up. I've got all of the bottles over here. We can talk about those. And then the new segment we're going to be working on is we're going to bring in some experts that are more into different types of whiskey than I am. Like JROCK, he's my rye guy. He's the one that keeps me on the really nice ryes that I need to find and try. We're going to bring in different folks with different types of whiskey, and we're going to have a whiskey of the month. And so we're going to, every month they're going to come on virtually, typically, for a little segment to share with me and with y'all what they think is the best rye you could get your hands on that particular month. So the green brick makes it look dark. It does make it look a little dark back there, but my monitors, it looks great. So sorry about that. But Uncle Nate finally gets his Scotch hour. Yeah, so we're single malt hour. Like it could be a Scotch, Irish whiskey, whatever. We're going to do ryes. We may do a bunch of different types of whiskey and folks that are really into those different types of whiskey. So it's going to be fun.
Eric B. asked if I'm a big Disney and T Swift fan.
Are you?
Sorry.
You look like a Disney and Taylor Swift fan. You do.
Sorry. My daughter loves T Swift. She is a big T Swift.
Well, there you go. That's all you need. Like, I'm grandfathered in because Jill and my kids love Taylor
guilty
Swift,
by association, maybe.
Anyone know what MSRP on the Magnus Cigar Blend is? A lot.
200-ish?
Yeah, I mean, in Alabama, it's like $250. And they don't usually mark it up much, but Alabama has really high taxes. And you're right, Brad. Real men wear pink. He said, I got to go change shirts real quick. He surprised me with the pink. I wasn't expecting it.
You guys have seen the shirt that I had on. I had to go change. It was just a T-shirt I rode down here in. We didn't need the truck clothes. I needed to look decent for you guys tonight.
Adam says, where does the term blind come from? Is that from the moonshiners who said the strong moonshine would make you go blind? No. I don't know exactly where the term comes from. It's just a matter of we don't know which bottles we're trying. And so we are ranking these without knowledge. We are ranking them blind without being able to see which one is which. So I think I'll be able to pick out most of these, even though there's lots of people out there that get frustrated with me when I attempt to do so. So I won't share. I'll just rank them and I won't share which one I think is which. Henry D, appreciates content, appreciate that. Appreciate you hanging out with me, Henry. We're going to get into this blind here in just a few minutes. Make sure we've got everybody spooled up here. Michigan is $199 on a Magnus.
Not bad.
Now, I don't know the price of all of these cigar blends, but we will talk about what we've got in this blind. Throw me that Magnus over there. So the first one is obviously the Magnus. This is my favorite cigar blend, although this particular batch, which is a batch I can't freaking read. Like, tell them, it's darker in here than they think it is.
It really is. It really is. I didn't think so until I walked in the studio and I was like, wow, it really
Although
is darker.
it looks great on the screen to me.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Anyway, this batch is not as good as the last batch I had. The last one just had more fruit flavors in it. This one is a little more tamed down from that. Still really good. Overall, though, label-wise, my favorite cigar blend, although I don't love the price on that one, so I won't be buying a lot of them. Hand me the next one over there. This one is probably my favorite, not probably, this is my favorite, more affordable cigar blend, the RY3 cigar blend. Completely different experience than the Magnus. All of these are completely different experiences from the Magnus. So it's going to be interesting to see which kind of experience actually wins out in this blind. Throw that next one over here. This is the Crittenden's cigar cut, or stogie batch, as they call it, which again, completely different experience. This one actually has some kind of tobacco flavors. This one was the surprise that I found I forgot I had that did not make the label, and that is the Starlight Carl T. Huber's cigar blend, which is an Amberana finish. So I'm going to be able to pick that one out. I'm just going to let you know. Jeffrey Griffin, studio looking great. Cheers from Ohio with the E.H. Taylor single barrel for tonight's live stream. Nice. I appreciate you joining, Jeffrey, and that is an excellent pour.
Absolutely.
Next one, Old Elk cigar cut. So if I had to guess my preference on these, where I think they would lie, is I think this one would be first.
Yep.
This one would be second.
Agree.
And honestly, I might swap those on different days depending on what I'm looking for and what I'm feeling.
Right.
I think this one's going to be last because of the Amberana. And I think it's going to be, if I had to guess, this is the order, but I might switch these two. But I don't know. You never can really tell. It's been a long time since I've been back to this one.
The RY3, yeah.
So I don't remember it. It's been a while since I've been to this one, but I think I'll remember those flavors. I'll definitely be able to pick that one out. These will be the three, to me, for my palate, that'll be the most interesting as to how I actually order those. Do you have a different order?
No, I would agree with you. The Old Elk and the Crittendens maybe swapped.
Mm-hmm.
The others, that Rye 3, I really like the finishing on that. It's the Naranja finish, the rum cask, and the Madeira. I think going a different route than traditional like cognacs, Armagnac, I think really throw something nice on that, something different, a little bit more sweetness.
Well, let's give them a try.
Let's do it.
You've got some Glens over there. I'm going to slide these off to the side. I'll try to put them so folks can see them as they join. Here, slide that just right to the edge so people can see it, like right in the edge of the screen there. There you go.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Now I'm going to use these darkly colored Glencairns because I have them. I do not have enough of them to share. Now, JROCK, unfortunately, is victim of I've gotten too lazy to hand wash Glens, so we are throwing them in the dishwasher. So most of the letters I had have washed off. So we don't really have a lot of letters on our Glens anymore, unfortunately. The bar, Jim says the bar backdrop is gold. Now, here's the thing. On every live stream we've done since, or almost every live stream we've done since we've started this in this new studio, they claim that that is green screen.
Definitely not green screen.
They say it's green screen. They say this is, is a second, I don't even know if the second, I don't think the second camera's owns. I can't even pull up the second camera, but here's what's really, this is what's really hard to do with a green screen. Like it's really difficult to do this with a, so it's, I mean, I'm just saying that makes it very complicated to do. Now, if you're like, you know, George Lucas, you could probably pull that off, but it's cheaper to just build it than it is to actually do that with a green screen. All right, so again, I don't know. I've got pictures that tell me which one each of these are that were sent to me. So what you're going to want to do is we've got letters on this side. So A, B, C, D, E. We're going to put them in order from left to right. A starting in the left, working our way across. What I typically do is just the one I like the best, I slide the farthest out.
Yep.
Don't reorder them or you're going to be messed up.
Yes.
Okay. Hi there. Will any of these be in the upcoming drop? None of these will. But when we finish this blind, when we've ranked all of these, we are then going to talk about the upcoming drop. So later in this stream, we're going to talk about the upcoming drop. I've got all those bottles right here. We'll pick and choose some of them. I don't know if we'll try all of them. We did that in a supporter-only stream that you have access to if you're in Patreon. And we're going to be, they're editing that down to get all my tasting notes for all of these. So we will talk about that. And then we'll talk about the Rye of the Month, the July Rye of the Month, which is a new thing we're doing here on these streams. So each one of these should have 2 ounces. So I'm going to get an 1.5 ounces, and you're going to get a 1/2 ounce.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding, of course.
While we're doing that, Amy Elmore, I saw your comment on there. It was good to meet you too at Cheers up in Lebanon. Glad you enjoyed that Southern Collector bottle that you grabbed. It is a good one.
Yeah, that was a perfect pour, man. I poured exactly an ounce out of it. I almost messed up. These were in the wrong order. Yeah, whatever's left is yours. So
okay.
Nice and dark. Close. This is what I need Jill for, right? This is what I really like her pouring these on the stream. I get to go in yonder. I get to talk a little crap.
We get to say keep them entertained, Jill, in the chat.
Keep them entertained. Okay, I got a little too much of that one, but
I'm getting short.
it's all good. It's all good. You'll be fine. You'll survive.
I guess.
You weren't going to get it right anyway. See, I give you a little extra on this one.
There we go.
Now it's fair. Now it's fair.
You're going to give me the Amberana on this one.
Oh, it may be the Amber. Almost tell an ounce off. Ooh, I went way too far on that one. I'm going to have to pour a little back in there. Major Zero, love the channel. Super excited about any new Old Dominick Pick news drops. I can't talk too much about that publicly right now, but you should, if you submitted, we're doing a thing at Old Dominick here in a week or so. And we're waiting for all the submissions. I think we may have all of them. So if you submitted for that, should be doing some selections later this week. You should know about that here. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow you'll know about it. So it's going to be, for those that are selected, which honestly we haven't had a ton of people submit. So, but we do have to narrow it down to 3 people. It is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Like it is going to be the craziest thing we've ever done for content thus far. And so, and we'll see how it comes across on camera, but it is the dumbest idea we've ever had. And I'm for it.
Sounds like fun.
Yes.
Jeremy, I see you there, buddy. How's it going, man?
Pouring in a little. Sorry for the other guy. Exactly, Kevin. It's exactly right. All right, so I'm going to start on A right here. We're going to roll through this, A through E. We're going to rank these, and then we'll reveal it, and then we'll talk about the barrel picks. So y'all keep the comments coming. So with cigar blends, usually it's not tasting like a cigar. Like that's not what most folks are going for. What they want is high proof, a lot of like sweet, fruity flavors that'll complement a cigar. So it goes with, it accentuates a cigar instead of, you know, tasting like tobacco or a cigar. Now, a lot of folks have gone the other route, and I think some of these are those folks where it's less about that traditional cigar blend and it's more about trying to get some tobacco notes on it. So we'll see. Brewzle Grant says, will JROCK be part of the Old Dom project? I don't know. He hasn't submitted his video yet. So, like the holiday hat, Quentin. Me too. Me too.
Watch this one back. We'll count this as my submission.
So what do you think about A?
A's pretty good. Got a nice little sweetness to it.
It is got a nice sweetness to it. Now, my palate earlier today, everything was a little sweet and a little dry. Now, I drank a little bit, and that was starting to go away.
Right.
But that one's sweet and dry.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it me or is it that?
Nope, it's that. It is that.
Yeah. It's good, but I feel like that's one of those that's got a little bit of that tobacco flavor almost, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're going just subtle.
Right.
Yeah. Only one I own of these is the Old Elk. I'm most curious about how the Old Elk and Crittendens are going to stack up as well. Like those are the ones I'm most curious about. Yeah, this one's definitely one that has a little more of that. I know which one I think that is. Here's where the Dr. Pepper's hiding over here to the side right here. It's got a little blind going. You know, Dr. Pepper Zero, we're going to start doing some little skits that I can play when I do the Dr. Pepper Zeros as a rinse. Because I joke that it's the best rinse in between these.
Right.
Thinking that most people get my sense of humor and realize that it's things like this are clues that we don't take this very serious. Right? We're just having a good time. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
Some people take it as I actually believe that, and it's truth. And they're, you know, and then they go try Dr. Pepper Zero, and
it blows their palate out.
It's like, dude, that's okay. So we gotta be a little more straightforward with our humor here, I think, because some folks take it a little too serious. Carson Cress, I would love for you to try Belfort Special Edition Straight Rye Whiskey or the Pecan Finished one. I don't have either of those, Carson, but if I had them, I would definitely try them. You didn't happen to bring either of those, did you?
I did not. They were in Tennessee for a while. They're still around here and there. Belfort is an athlete, hockey player from Texas made that, I think is what it was.
Okay.
And he did a pecan finished bourbon. I think it was a Texas bourbon. I think I tasted it once. It's been a minute though. I don't really remember.
Joshua wants me to have all the Amburana. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to collect all the Amburana. Want it all. What are you thinking? You're on C?
I'm on C.
Okay. What do you think about those first three so far?
I think I know what B is.
Yeah, me too.
I think I know what C is too.
My palate's a little iffy today, so I'm not. This is going to be fun. I'm going to get it completely wrong, and that's honestly, I say this a lot. People don't believe me, but me getting it completely wrong is the most fun I can have.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't want to be right. I want to be completely wrong. I want to blow out all my preconceived notions. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Franco Farms. I've just started my bourbon journey, and I've learned a lot from the channel. Thanks for all the great content. Well, I appreciate it, Franco, and thanks for hanging out. I don't even need to drink that one. I know exactly what that one is.
I knew what that was when we poured it. Nick Foles said he heard you sleeps in an Amburana barrel.
I do, all the time. All the time. I wished I had. I don't have ShortBarrel cigar batch.
I have a sample of it over there.
He brought a sample of it. Okay.
So I don't have a whole bottle, but.
Think the Cigar Blend is the bona fide get for the AL monthly drop. Which one's dropping? I don't even know what they're dropping. Bro, it's the convention going on right now. Go do this tomorrow. Oh, you talking about like the Republican convention? That stuff just makes me want to drink more, man.
Ain't that the truth?
Thoughts on the Balvenie Caribbean Cask Aged 14 Year. One of my favorite malted whiskeys. You don't know which one's which. That's funny too. That if Jill poured, you would at least know. But I can go ahead and tell you, that is the Starlight, and that is awful. That is horrible. Okay. If you want me to just guess, this is the Old Elk right here. B. Outside of that, these three have some contention going on. I think this is the regular Amberana. Hand me that Starlight over there. Yeah, this is the bourbon whiskey finished in Brazilian Amberana. So this is one of their early ones. I didn't like it enough to try to get any of the other ones. But again, it's, it is what it is. Home Run Derby going on right now? Well,
You're watching the Brewzle live stream, so you're already
it's
watching
tough.
the home run.
NCAA 25 came out today. I thought about just canceling the stream and playing that instead. I might just jump on, do that, and I'll jump on Twitch and just stream me playing football. How can I get some Brewzle Glens? Brewzle.com, Dwayne. Just got a whole new shipment in today.
Indeed.
Okay, so this is getting interesting here with these top three. Getting interesting. Because my palate is definitely picking up a little more harshness than it normally does, which it was doing earlier. But I think I could rank any of these top three in any order and be satisfied with that right now. Mm-hmm. But your top three is obviously much different than my top three.
Yeah, I think so.
Your last one is
exactly
the same as mine.
Yes.
But my top three is going to be different than yours.
That looks that way.
Sarcasm is definitely not for everybody, JJ. Meech is a member for 6 months. Appreciate the support, Meech. Franco jumped into that 5-proof membership.
There you go. Jill looks different today. A little bit.
Jill has grown a beard. It's a thing. She's a werewolf. It happens sometimes.
She's got her hair.
Is that without Dr. Pepper Zero? I have the DPZ over here. I'm good. My palate is not where it needs to be for this blind. I will admit. It is not where it needs to be.
Donald said he got a rye 3-pick from Colonial last week. I got the same one.
The cigar series pick?
Yep.
I'm on the struggle bus here, man. I'm going to be honest with you.
I am too. They're very similar. Which really, I thought that rye 3 would stand out a lot more.
I thought the rye 3 and the Joseph Magnus. Now, the Joseph Magnus, like I said, that's not my favorite. It's not my favorite batch. And this is the first whiskey I've really drank since the supporter stream last week where I tried all of those. And so I'm not picking up near as much subtlety and nuance as I would normally pick up. The Dr. Pepper Zero is probably not helping me. And so I'm down with this. I'm down with these three in any order. And I'm out on that one. So if I had to guess, I got to guess on what that is. Okay, I'm locked in. Locked in.
I know 2 of them are.
Okay. I think I'm going to guess all of them, even though
Okay.
I said I wouldn't, because I don't really care.
Okay.
Green says, any barrels coming in for Buffalo Trace or Sazerac for a future Brewzle pick? Should I tell him? Should I say something about it?
I mean,
should I? I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't. Here's the thing. Yes, but I have no idea when. Like we got a barrel. We got a nice barrel, but we just don't know if it'll be this year or next. Like we know when it'll be locked in, but we don't know when it'll actually arrive, right? So the hope is Q4, we will have something from Buffalo Trace, but I'm not going to tell you which one. It's not like the highest of the high. Like if I could rank them all, it's on the higher end of desirability, but not the highest of all the desirable ones, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, you locked in?
I'm locked in. We're going to go with it.
Okay, I got my phone here. Let me pull up these photos. Your least favorite
would be E, which is the Starlight.
Yep, that is exactly. First picture is E, Starlight, Amberana was my least favorite as well.
Yes.
Now, you're second to last.
Second to last. Okay. So I have a tie with A and D.
A and D are tied.
About the same for me.
Honestly, A and D were about the same for me too. Although I put D, but they were like high.
Okay.
Like those are some of my faves.
Okay.
So my second to last favorite is your winner. B.
Yeah.
Is my second least favorite.
Yeah.
Like not even, like it's not close to these to me.
No, not at all. I see
What
that.
did you think B was?
Joseph Magnus.
No, I thought that was the Old Elk.
Really?
Yeah. We gotta solve this.
Yeah, we definitely.
Where are my photos? B is the Old Elk.
Really?
Yes, B is the Old Elk.
Interesting.
Yep.
And see, I pick up the grape spirits off that, the Armagnac and the Cognac. I really pick those up a lot.
But it's got like this. It's got like this. All this Old Elk has this funkiness to it.
Okay.
It's like this weird. Every single thing I get from Old Elk has this little funkiness to it, and it's not terrible. It's not like a really strong bad funkiness. It's just every time I have an Old Elk, I was like, "That's an Old Elk," because I pick up that almost kind of musty funkiness.
Right.
But it's like real subtle. It's on the finish, real strong, and that's all it leaves me with.
Yeah.
And so it's not bad, but I just don't love it as much because I feel like that funkiness dominates the flavors a little too much for me.
Old Elk is a higher malt bourbon.
Well, that could explain it,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm not picking it up as like chocolate, like a lot of malt.
No.
But it could be the maltiness coming through because I'm not a high malt guy.
Right.
But I do find it absurd that you chose that first. And I may ask you to leave. I'm not even taking your Rye of the Month suggestion at this
man.
point.
Oh, rough.
Lord
I
have
think
mercy.
part of it is I am a big sherry finished fan. Like the Jack Daniel's sherry finish, I love it. This one is finished 1.5 years in a sherry cask. It's a blend of a 1.5 year sherry cask, 1.25 years in Armagnac. Now I actually have finished an Old Elk Armagnac finished.
Okay.
That I did enjoy, and I pick up a lot of that Armagnac.
They sent me a sherry finish over there, I think, Old Elk. What is that teal label right there?
Might be it.
Chad, non-cigar blend question for you. Living in Cincinnati, just across the river. We're close to New Riff and glad to see it's distributed in many states. What's your thoughts on New Riff? I like New Riff. Some of their single barrels are actually really excellent. We've got a New Riff single barrel coming at some point. Don't know when it's going to actually arrive. Been waiting on that one for a minute, but they make nice whiskey.
That is an Cognac cask finished wheat.
Okay, well then never mind.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish this. What was
this.
your number one was B.
Number one was
which
B.
was my next to last.
Yep.
What is your third one?
Third one was going to be C.
Actually, it would be, third one was C, which was my favorite.
Okay.
That's the one I thought was the Magnus Cigar Blend. Now, again, my palate is not super subtle tonight. And I'm not sure it's not the same batch I've been having, but that was what, A, B, C, D. That was the RY3. That was the RY3.
C was RY3?
D.
D was
D.
RY3. Okay.
D was I'm sorry. Yeah, D was RY3. You asked for C. D, what did you have D?
D was tied for third with A.
Okay. That's where I put it first.
Okay.
I put it first.
Okay.
C was the Magnus Cigar Blend, which I had in the top 3, but like, this is just not my favorite batch. Like the last batch I had would have blown all of these out of the water.
Okay.
Like it would not have been close.
Okay.
It would have destroyed this competition. But honestly, it's amazing how similar to that RY3 this batch is.
Yeah, it really is. Really is. In the batch that I have, I got a sample from Levi. The cognac was very, very noticeable on the finish of it. And I don't get any of the cognac on the finish.
Yeah, the last batch was so much better than this one. Now, the one that's surprising here, though, where did you have A?
Tied for third.
Tied for third?
Yep.
And I had it second, like just above this cigar blend.
Is that the Crittenden?
That's the crit. Like, that's
really?
surprising. That I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, y'all don't listen to me. None of this. Like, just get rid of all.
None of it matters.
No, none of this. This is why you do blinds, right? I like the chaos of blinds because I could do this same exact blind tomorrow and I would get different results.
Absolutely.
This is not my favorite Magnus Cigar Blend batch. My favorite one would own this. Also, I don't know if I would normally pick that. I got to go back to that Crittenden's. That's what I got to do. I'm not sure I would normally pick that Crittenden's as second in this batch. I did say I thought it would be third.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be top 3.
Yeah.
I got my last 2 right. And then I boogered all of these. But that's what's fun about it. You, on the other hand, you're the big loser here. You put that Old Elk first.
I like
You
MGP.
really lost.
I like MGP.
That's shameful.
Mm.
I don't like tonight with my palate where it is, having not drank any whiskey. That Crittenden Stogie batch is a lot better than I remember it.
Mm.
A lot better than I remember it.
Absolutely.
Like it is just, I remember it being pretty good. It is a lot better than I remember it.
I tried it at Spillway after I bought it, and I thought it was like incredibly funky.
And I mean, even now, like I pick up just a subtle funkiness on it, but I just remembered it being a lot stronger. Like I remember it having a little more like tobacco notes on it, and I'm not picking that up. Like it's much more sweet forward, like that's surprising. That's
very much so.
That shocked me right there. Don't listen to us. What do I know? I rinse with Dr. Pepper Zero.
Even being finished in the
That's my motto now. From now on, what do I know? I rinse with Dr. Pepper Zero. Tyler, my girlfriend, now fiance, congratulations. And myself had the privilege of meeting you and Jill at Holiday. Also to meet you too. Have you tried the Old Elk Cigar Island Blend? It's better than the standard. I have not. Have you had the Old Elk Cigar? I didn't even know that was a thing. What kind of islands are they on? Hi there. I missed that one. Would be cool to have y'all light a cigar and then rank them. Yes, but then my now wife would be my ex-wife if I lit cigars in the house. So
yes.
Maybe sometime in the future. Right now, unfortunately, not going to happen. So that's where we're at. We are just losing credibility by the minute here, which is what I am all about.
These aren't ryes, so I'm still good to go.
You're the rye guy. If we were ranking ryes, then you had that Parker's Heritage Heavy Char 10-year rye earlier. What'd you think of that one?
That was delicious. That was quite tasty.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like
very much
stupidly good. All right. Let's talk about the upcoming Brewzle exclusive whiskey release. We're going to drop some barrels. If you want to know more about these, if you want to get access to them, you can find out more information on Patreon. Patreon.com/Brewzle. And can you put your bottles in orders? I don't know what you mean. So what's your favorite rye of all time? For me, so right now, I'm a big fan of the Michter's 10 rye, Michter's barrel strength rye. Those are right up there. But staying on topic here a little bit. I'm not good at staying on topic when people ask questions. Sorry about that. We're going to go through the bottles that are going to be in this release.
Okay.
We may try some. Some of these, you haven't tried all of these, have you?
Not all of them.
Which ones did you try earlier?
Some of them I helped pick. So I tried the Dummer. I tried the Paul Sutton, which I helped pick.
You helped pick the Paul Sutton.
I tried the Crittenden's Double Oak, which was nice.
Okay.
Let's see, what else?
We'll have to find some.
Maybe it.
Bottle number 1 here is the second and supposedly last Crittenden's 4-grain bourbon. So we did this pick last year with Crittenden's. We went into the rick house. First time I was ever there. We dug around. The guys from the Mississippi Sippers found a 4-grain bourbon he did not even know he had.
Oh, wow.
And it was a big hit. Like, honestly, one of the best barrel picks we've ever done.
Okay.
And so we like high rye bourbon.
Okay.
So if you like high rye bourbon, right up your alley. Did you get one of the first 4-grain Crittendens?
I did.
Did you like it?
It was good.
Yeah, it's a solid pick.
Yeah.
Now, this one is a year older. So this is a 6-year-old. That one was a 5-year-old. Exactly the same thing.
Right.
It's just been sitting in the barrel an extra year.
An extra year.
Now, with the extra year, you get a little more oakiness, but the malt comes through a little more.
Okay.
So give that one a try if you want or not. You're a high rye guy, so I need your opinion on this high rye,
okay,
especially with the maltiness, because I like this. This is a really nice pick. I think I like the first one a little better just because the maltiness is tamed down, but a lot of our audience, they like the maltiness. We're going to talk about another one in a second where it's got a huge malt impact. People absolutely love. I'm not a huge fan of. So it's all in our own tastes.
The proof on that.
Uncertain.
110. Okay.
Minty rye, malt, chocolate malt coming through. Like really nice, but not what I'm typically going for. The last 4-grain, the maltiness was just not as strong. So you didn't get quite the chocolate notes on the finish. But for folks that like that kind of chocolate maltiness, they're actually going to like this one a lot better.
They are. That rye really comes through on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bob says I've had Dr. Disrespect's Black Steel. I've got batch 1 and 2 at this point. I'm assuming the only batches that will ever come out. So I liked them. I thought they were pretty good for celebrity whiskeys. I thought batch 2 was better than batch 1. Batch 1 was a little young, but, looking back, that's, well, can't say that now, can we? that went wrong, didn't it? Real quick.
Real quick.
I did not intend that at all, and now I got to figure out how to backtrack. We can't edit a live stream. Sorry about that.
Good effort. He put a good effort.
Any word of Dettling is going to get into a cigar batch? I probably would work, but I don't think he's real interested in that for sure. I have not tried the Tesla tequila. Yeah. Lord have mercy.
So this is
I said that out loud.
36.5% rye.
Okay.
And that shines through. And the malted rye. Sorry, y'all. It's really dark in here. And if you,
they don't believe me. They don't believe me.
If you guys, any of you that have had the Crittenden's picks, on the back of that little yellow label there, right there is the mash bill. It's already hard enough to see as it is with old people eyesight. So let's see, we had 36.5% rye, which that comes through, then 8.5% malted rye, and 8.5% barley.
So 16% malt.
17.
Yeah, 17% malt.
Yeah.
So it comes through, like on the first one, same mash bill, didn't come through as strong.
This one, that extra year, did wonders.
I'm going to need a fresh Glen after that one. That one's so strong. You need another one?
Sure.
We've got 100 of them, I think, so I think we'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
If not, we can crack a case, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, we just got a new shipment, so I think we're okay.
I might try a little more.
All right, so the next one is another Crittenden's. I'm just grabbing them in whatever order they are over here. This is the Crittenden's Toasted Pecan. Now, technically, this is not a single barrel. They did a 3-barrel blend. The first Toasted Pecan, super popular. I think it all went to Spillway. I've got a bottle, but it all went to spillway. Super popular. Everybody wanted it. This is batch 2, which is technically pecan and sherry cask finish.
Yep.
So honestly, this would probably make a pretty interesting cigar blend here
I
as
can see
well.
that.
So
Yeah.
this is not a single barrel. They did a 3-barrel blend, and we got about 1.5 barrels. So super exclusive, not technically a single barrel.
You might not get to keep this bottle.
The 4-grain. Here's the weird thing. I'm going to let you know right now. I got one from Matt.
Yep.
And then they shipped me one, so I've got 2 open.
Oh, nice.
So you like it enough to take it home with
I
you?
actually do. Yeah.
You can have it. You can have that one because I've got another one open back there somewhere. All the way to the right, that one that's half drank.
Okay.
Is that same release, and we've been hammering on it.
You have. That's good. That's
really
good.
nice. I like it. It's just the malt makes it not as good as the last one to me. I prefer the one that doesn't have the malt impact.
But the rye impact on this one.
The rye is stronger as
Really?
well.
Yes.
Like everything is really stronger about
Yeah.
it. So I think folks will like it.
Put
It's
this
just
one on your list.
I try very hard not to oversell them.
Right.
I'm trying to not give my favorites, although I already did it in the patron only stream. I try not to give my favorites because what I don't want to do is create an artificial demand because everybody's taste different.
Right.
I want to give my thoughts on it without trying to hype one over another. Although I'm just not good at it. I tend to hype things. That's what I do. I hype stuff.
Yeah.
The toasted pecan. Now, I think we have, like I said, basically 1.5 barrel equivalent. The pecan is strong on that one. Like, honestly, again, the malt comes through really high. If you had told me that was a finished single malt, I would believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would believe you. But the pecan, really nice. The sherry's nice. Like, you get a little sweetness, dissipates into the pecan, and then you get a little malty finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sherry's really nice on that.
I like the sherry addition. The maltiness, again, comes through on this one much stronger than the first release to me on the toasted pecan. Is the 4-grain corn, wheat, rye, and barley. So it is corn, rye, malted rye, and barley. So technically, that's a 4-grain. Like, it's 2 different treatments of rye.
We got Sean.
This is the same as the one that Spillway released this year. So same one. Yeah, Sean hasn't shown. He's like, this whole system's supposed to find him and then show him up there, and then he shows up here. Right. And I'm trying to be patient, but I'll go ahead and read his super chat because I don't know if the system has failed somehow or another. The last one shows up. Tyler shows up there.
Yeah, Tyler's there.
But Sean says, very new to bourbon, want to get a retiring boss a bottle and loves Eagle Rare. Anything you could recommend that is different and he would still like. So Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, sweet forward, nice like grape notes on it, 90 proof. So I'm assuming he's into lower proof stuff.
Yeah.
He's into sweet forward whiskey. I mean, stuff he could actually get.
It's tough to get on the level of that Eagle Rare, being that it's a 10-year, and a lot of them are almost single barrels. But I would say maybe go look at like a Bowman Brothers small batch. That is a
or
Buffalo
a single
Trace.
barrel if you could get it.
If you could get a single barrel,
that's
John
hard
Jay,
to get, though.
yeah.
It's hard to get.
We'll
get some recommendation. I don't know about 10 Cup 10. Russell's 10, gonna have more oakiness.
Yeah.
Old Forester 86. Okay, like sweetness, easy drinker. Not super hard to get, like not the best gift bottle in that anybody can go get it anywhere.
Honestly, anytime somebody tells me that somebody likes like a Buffalo Trace product or, Blanton's or something like that, I always say go find a really nice store pick. It's hard to go wrong with that because it's something you put some thought into to go seek this out, and it's something they're probably not going to be able to get again.
Now it shows up. We're just behind. It's just
there
behind.
You go. There's Sean.
So what I would do is I would go look for, if you're looking for something like put a little effort in, get a little lucky, a Weller Special Reserve, if you can find one, would probably be really good. Not super easy to find. If you're looking for something cheap that, he probably would like a benchmark top floor or small batch or something like that, it's like a $20, $25 bottle. That proof range, he might be into something kind of different. So maybe that Woodford Double Oaked might be good if you want to elevate that a bit. I think that Russell's 10, but that's got more oakiness to me than an Eagle Rare is going to have.
Absolutely.
Maybe a McKenna 10, but that's going to step the proof up to 100.
Be 100, yeah.
Yeah.
But they are single barrels.
Yeah, Jameson's like Elmer T. Lee, of course, but like that's nearly unobtainium. So
right.
Yeah. All right. So again, I think I need a fresh. Like these are so strongly flavored. The malt comes through so harsh. Not harsh. It comes through so strongly.
Yeah.
That I want to change the Glen because I don't want that to affect the next pour. So I'm gonna grab a fresh Glen for this next one. Keep them entertained, JROCK.
He steps so far away.
Knocking over Glens over here.
Goodness.
I like to reuse them. We do have the F ones. The Fs, for some reason or another, the Fs, both of the Fs, we had 2 A, B, C, D, E, Fs made.
Yep.
All the letters came off in the dishwasher except the Fs. Both Fs still exist.
Fail.
Don't know why. All right, we are going to rock the first Dettling. We picked 2 barrels of Dettling while we were there. This is the high rye Dettling. Have you had this one?
No, I have the Spillway Pick, and I love it.
Oh, this one's better than the Spillway Pick.
Okay. Well,
to me, this is better. Spillway picked a good barrel. Spillway picked what was left over after I picked my barrels. No hate. Love them to death.
Sloppy seconds. All right, gotcha.
Ooh, I didn't say it. I didn't come out of my mouth. We're starting with the 3 malt forward whiskeys though.
There you go.
This one obviously doesn't have a lot of malt in it. This one just has those roasted malts, which has a huge malt impact. Ernest says, I know you're not a malt fan. I have some samples of ASM, lots of numbers, 92-138 proof to share with you when you came to Memphis. Maybe we can change your mind when you come to Memphis. I'll be in Memphis in about a week, Ernest. Hit me up.
American single malts. Okay.
That smells so nice. Like, I do feel like with like the Crittenden's 4 grain, with like this one, the higher rye works better for my palate with the malt.
Okay.
I think that kind of chocolatey notes that come through on the malt just fit better with the rye.
Okay.
Oh, that one just smells so good. Like just chocolate. It's like those Andes mint chocolates.
Yes. Yeah.
Just so nice.
What's up, Uncle Cousin? I see you there.
Uncle Cousin?
Yep, down there at the bottom.
Look at there he is.
He said, "What it do, JROCK? What it do?"
Again, I'm trying my best. I understand that my palate is not the end-all be-all. It's not. It's not the greatest palate in the world, although I'm particularly fond of it because everything my palate likes, I tend to like. But I realize there are a lot of people that like other things.
Yes.
Like every once in a while, I'll invite somebody here and they'll pick an Old Elk cigar blend. It's the best one out of all the cigar blends. And that kind of stuff makes me realize some people obviously taste things different than I taste them.
Indeed.
And so this is one of those where I didn't even want to go. I didn't even want to go to Dettling. I wasn't a huge fan of all the Dettlings I'd had. Like they're just the malt, that really strong chocolatey note.
Yeah.
Is not what I'm looking for. And it was a random Sunday. Spillway invited me down. And I was tired. I didn't want to go. And I was like, I got nothing else to do. Let's just do it. And honestly, one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, I agree.
Seth Dettling is one of the coolest people in the entire freaking world.
Super interesting.
Like, I love the guy to death.
Yeah.
And I respect what he does. And I like this whiskey a lot. It's still not what I would normally pick for myself just because of that kind of chocolatey malt note.
Right.
But I think people who like that chocolatey malt note are going to be absolutely head over heels in love. If you like Chattanooga, if you like the normal Dettling stuff, I think you're going to absolutely love this bottle.
Yes. And to me, you say the chocolatey. I actually pick up a little bit of coffee.
It is, yeah, you're right. On the
Coffee,
finish,
like,
I get kind of that like dark chocolate, mint, coffee note on the
coffee,
finish.
a little bit of cacao in there. So it's just,
Age and proof. Age is a very hard thing with Dettling stuff. This one is 55.73% alcohol by volume, which puts it at what, 111.46 proof. Something like that, math.
Good job at math.
But I don't know the age. Like that dude, if you watch the video, he don't know about age. He's like, we just keep aging it until we feel like it's right, and then we bottle it and we put it out.
And that was right.
It's a little, so Hershey's or bitter cocoa. It's not like, I wouldn't call it a milk chocolate.
No.
I would call it not a super bitter dark chocolate, but
No.
definitely a dark chocolate with a coffee finish on it.
Yeah.
But still really nice. Like I just think there's going to be a lot of people out there that love that bottle.
Here's the thing with Dettling. Dettling is so unique. It's like, what, a 6-grain mash bill? It's a good change of pace bourbon.
It's completely different than anything else we've ever released.
Yeah.
It's completely different than anything.
Even with all the finishes that have been put out to the Brewzle Club, those are all unique and stuff. This,
he says it in months on the front. 63, is that what the 63 is?
so 5 years and 3 months.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you like with him, it's 63 months, but it may have been in 3 barrels. Like you just don't know with this guy. Like you don't know. He's like, oh, we taste it. Sometimes we put it in this barrel because we think it needs more of this flavor, and that barrel because we need more of that flavor. Like you just don't freaking know. But it says there's a 63 in the corner that I can't read what that means. But there you go, 63. So I'm assuming 5 years, 3 months of something.
Yep.
Spillway has got 2 picks for Dettling, and again, their picks. So they bought one while I was there. I think they just went and got another one. They picked what I didn't take. I got the first 2 picks, and then they took what I wanted and what they wanted were different. So what they wanted was something that was a little closer to the normal Dettling release. And when we were there, he's working on his high rye or his rye whiskey, which he thinks, like his opinion, is going to be the best thing he's ever made. Once it reaches 6 years, best thing he's ever made. They're trying to move to 6 years for everything. This is a preview of that. So this is like a blend of, it's kind of an in-between of his normal whiskey and his high rye. And so this is what he thinks is like a preview. He told me, his words, this is a preview of what we're about to release that's our best stuff we've ever made. And so that is completely off profile from his normal stuff with all that rye in it. And he's super proud of it. And so I picked that, whereas Spillway wanted something that was a little more kind of mainstream Dettling, but obviously a barrel pick of that.
Right.
Now, we've got another barrel pick coming that is a little closer to the normal profile Dettling. This is the one that is much more like projective of what's to come.
Okay.
Is that the right way? Projective? Should I have done that? Did I go too far? Is this like I've had too much whiskey? Jill would be like, she would be giving me weird looks when I use projective.
I'm not going to tap you on the leg.
Okay. You're wearing a pink shirt, man. I don't,
Real man wore pink.
Might want to stay away from my legs, though. All right, we got another Crittenden's here before we jump into the other stuff. This is the Crittenden's Double Oak. So last year, Spillway released a Double Oak from Crittenden's. It had been in the second barrel for 6 months. This one was, Crittenden's has that problem. It was distilled on the exact same day. It was barreled on the exact same day, and it was put into the second barrel the exact same day. But it spent another 1.5 years in that second barrel. So this is a 2-year double oaked. Leg taps incoming. So just so you know, if you get a Crittenden's, sometimes the cork is artificial. It works fine. Sometimes the cap comes off the cork. It's hot in Mississippi. These things ship out. I think the glue just either not really well glued or the glue just gets hot. Throw a little Gorilla Glue on that sucker, pop it back on there. It works just fine. Like the great thing is the cork doesn't break because it's artificial, but it comes unglued from the cap. Really easy to reglue. What details did you figure out there?
Another high barley.
Well, all his stuff is kind of
Yeah.
high barley. Now, normally it doesn't have as strong of an impact on the flavors.
Right.
Well, I mean, Brad, I knew that, like, it was sitting over there like this. I knew the top was off of it. That happens with the Crittenden stuff. Just does. What's the laser code? Lord have mercy. I'm pretty sure Crittenden's is not laser coding anything. I'm going to be honest with you. Have you ever seen his place, man? That man wouldn't know what a laser looked like if it just snuck up on him and bit him.
So we're not talking about Buffalo Trace here. This is not it's not a Van Winkle.
This is not Buffalo Trace. Man, it's like laser. What are you talking about? This is hands down better than the previous Crittenden's Double Oaked. Now, it's not, even though it's been 2 years in the second barrel, it's not going to be as strong as some of the other Double Oaks on the market. It still has that kind of signature Crittenden sweetness. So if you like a normal Crittenden's bonded or some of the Crittenden single barrels we picked up, but you want it with a little more oakiness, this is right up your jam. I think this one's more mainstream. This is more most people, even if you don't have a super advanced palate, you're not looking for all that maltiness. I think this one is going to be more mainstream than any of the three we've looked at thus far.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Jeremy Ledford in the chat, man. It's been a while. All right. We are going to, I'm going to skip those for now. We're going to jump to the Brewzle 2.
Brewzle 2.
So the first ever barrel pick we did was the Brewzle 1. I don't even have one open. I think I've got some in back stock. I need to open them at some point. But still one of my favorite barrel picks to this day was the first Brewzle pick we did. Were you on that one?
I was not. However, that's the first time you and I met. You were on your way up there, you and Joe. Joe Maggie.
Stopped by. Yep.
Stopped by. We stopped at Hattie B's. We
did. So we had the Hattie B's. I forgot about that, man. I forgot that was on this trip to do this pick.
It was.
And that's a tradition for us. I know you're in Nashville. You're like, okay, come on, touristy. We still stop and have Hattie B's every time we're coming through with JROCK. This is not a recreation of that, but we went back to barrel. We kind of told them what we were looking for, and they did another blend for us. So again, technically not a single barrel, but like honestly, and you don't have to drink all this. You can pour it out if you want to. Right. But barrel doesn't really do single barrels for the most part. They're a blend house, and so they blend, but they blend basically a single barrel equivalent. Now what they're great at is a nice fruit forward sweetness. They're usually great about mouthfeel, right? Just that velvety consistency. Again, man, that gets better every time I try it. I'm gonna be honest. It hits me with a little more. So there are not a lot of whiskeys that hit me with oakiness up front, unless they're like super aged. Normally they hit me with sweet and they finish with oak. Mm-hmm. This one hits me with oak and finishes with sweet.
Yep.
Right? Which is just really weird. Like barrel, this is probably the best blender on the market.
They
barrel
do a really
craft
job.
spirits.
Yeah, they do a nice job. And consistent.
So nice. That's definitely the most mainstream out of all the picks. Like that is the most everybody, like I don't think anybody, so like with a lot of these we've done, it's you gotta want the maltiness, you gotta be okay with the maltiness. The maltiness has to not impact you. There's no caveats with this one.
No, it's got some nice age in there too.
This is just good whiskey. What was the years on that?
5, 7, 11, and 16, I think. So
this is 35% 5-year, 45% 7-year, 15% 9-year, and 5% 16-year, which is why it hits you with that oakiness up front. Tyler says, what Crittenden's pick? Which one did you pick here? The 4 grain? Yeah, I would go with the 4 grain. Although, well, I mean, the toasted pecan's really nice.
It is nice.
But I would pick the 4 grain. If I had to pick one, I would pick the 4 grain.
Yeah.
But honestly, last year's toasted pecan, everybody loved. Everybody raved about it. I thought it was really good, but I would have picked our 4 grain last year over that one too. So I'm going to stick with that. I would take the 4 grain out of all the Crittendens if I had to choose. Although he just tricked me. You tricked me. I said I wasn't going to pick my favorites. I said I wasn't going to do that. I said I wasn't going to create any artificial demand. I'm just trying to give an unbiased opinion so people can pick the ones they want the best. And then now we're creating demand. We just did it. We just screwed it up. Haven't tried Russell's 15 yet, Michael. Don't have one. Roy says, my mother disowned me until I drank Barrel Picks by Brewzle. She's smart. That's all I can say. Have you ever found any bourbon at estate sales? Yes. We have found a few estate sale bottles. The next one we are going to try right here, I think it's the sleeper. I think this is the sleeper of the whole release. I think this is the one, because we've done a Barrel Craft Spirits pick.
Yep.
We've done Crittenden's picks. We've done a video with Dettling, so a lot of people know what's going on with Dettling. Most of our audience has probably not heard of this brand. So this is going to be new for them. And this is Paul Sutton. So Myra, that runs Paul Sutton, her grandfather used to distill whiskey. She found a bottle that had been around for God knows how long, sent it to Bardstown. They reverse engineered the mash bill. They distilled this at Bardstown, and it's really nice whiskey. I think this brand is going to do some really excellent stuff when they get more and more age on this whiskey. Not to say it's young. It's not young. But I really like the flavors that are going on here. I think it is a great palate for finishing. This is one of those that I would describe as like a kind of caramel cola note to it. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of cola, like spiciness, sweetness, kind of that dark kind of spicy, sweet cola note. Like folks are gonna love that one.
Yeah, that's
like I'm gonna get a lot of positive feedback on that guy right there. I think, because people are gonna buy it not knowing what it is, not having had that brand.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the surprise, because all the other brands we have in this drop, people have either heard of or they've had
before,
and this is the one they haven't had.
Right,
and this is the one I'm most excited about receiving feedback. Now, I will give you, when I first opened this bottle, first crack, it was very ethanol forward. A lot of ethanol on it. We drank a couple of pours out of it. We let it sit. All of that's gone, right? And this thing just keeps getting better and better and better as it opens up. Like that cola note gets more pronounced on the nose. I just tried to inhale it. That's not good. Don't do that.
Back off. When we tried this, when we picked this one, somebody mentioned some apple on it. And
that was Seth, right?
Yeah, old Seth. And I actually do pick up a little bit like a red apple.
I get it on the palate.
Finish.
On the palate,
okay.
On the finish. Yeah, a little bit. We were making fun of him earlier. We were joking about it
now
earlier.
That our palates are opened up and we're into some whiskey, yep, it's in there a little bit. Yep. All right, Seth. Sorry, buddy.
But this is gonna be the sleeper. This is gonna be the one I think that surprises most folks who buy it. All right, so the next 2 bottles here we've got. This is a short barrel single barrel. Now this one actually already has a lot of these will be tater stickered, not all of them. So we got a tater sticker we're working on for the Paul Sutton. The Barrel Craft will not be tater stickered. The Crittendens have the Brewzle logo. We do have a tater sticker for the Dettling that's super exciting. I don't have those here yet. Those are being shipped directly to our retailer. These, we have these tater stickers made and sent to ShortBarrel. They'll apply them for us. So this has Jill. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Let's figure this out real quick. I don't have my zoom camera. I'd probably do this right here. So y'all can see the Dumb and Dumber. This is the Dumb sticker. It's got Jill in her blue tuxedo right there. This one is a barrel of Knob Creek.
Knob Creek.
So this is, and the reason we call these Dumb and Dumber, 2 liquor stores went to Short Barrel and decided they were going to do a pick together because they couldn't buy an entire barrel. They were each supposed to choose half of the same barrel, but they really liked something different. So Short Barrel's like, we're just going to sell them what they like. And we've got these half barrels. What do we do with them? They texted me. It's like, we got these half barrels. I was like, I don't know, man. Send me samples. They didn't send me. They sent me 750 milliliter samples. We got in yonder. I'll send you that. Remind me. I'll give you those when we leave too.
I can deal with that.
So they sent me samples of these, and I was like, dude, these guys are dumb. Like, why would you not take these entire barrels? And so this is the dumb. We'll get to the dumber here in just a second. What do you think of that?
That might be almost as good as the barrel that we picked. The Knob Creek we picked.
What Knob Creek did we pick?
A Short Barrel, a 6-year.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. So this one definitely has like a little, I get it more on the palate now than I did last time I tried it, but I described it as a nuttiness. It's almost like a soft peanut butter.
Yeah.
So you get like caramel forward, soft peanut butter, really quintessential Knob Creek notes. I feel like the nuttiness is tamed down a bit from a lot of the Knob Creek though. So I would have a hard time. I wouldn't peg it as a Knob Creek barrel.
No.
How does that differ from your Short Barrel from last year? So again, we picked a Knob Creek barrel. This is not too dissimilar. Flavor profile kind of similar. Probably a little less quintessential nuttiness from the Knob Creek barrel that we picked. So not too dissimilar. Now we only have a half barrel of this, right? But if you had that one, you really loved it, you want the closest we can get to that, this is probably going to be it.
Yeah, that might be a little more subtle than what we picked, but it's still really good. Really good.
Tim says you need to hook up with the label. We've been talking to him, Tim. I've got like a whole folder over there of labels from that guy. We're working on it. We are working on our own whiskey brand. We're going to try to do a release. So October 12th, it's not 100% locked in. It's going to happen. But I've still got to go through some hoops. We're going to have an event here in Opelika October 12th. We're going to release our own brand of whiskey. We are already working on designs for a logo. We are already working on having samples sent to source barrels to blend for that. So all of that is in progress, and we are going to have some conversations with him. I just need to get the designs done so we can start talking about logos. Like that's really what it boils down to. So it just takes a little time, but we are having those conversations for sure. All right, the last one in this release is the Short Barrel Dumber. Let me see if I can try to zoom in on this right here. Of course, that's me, much skinnier because Photoshop is wonderful. In a orange tuxedo. Into BBQ says, greetings, gentlemen. Enjoying the stream with a blind of Weller Foolproof and a blend of Benchmark Foolproof and Bonded. Weller won, of course, but the blend was a very close second. And the price. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing is like Weller Foolproof is fantastic, but those benchmarks may be, I mean, it's kind of like tonight. Like the fact that the Crittendens came in that high, or the ROI3 versus that Magnus.
Yeah.
Depends on the batch with the Magnus. Some of the batches I've had, some of the best whiskey I've ever had. Some of the batches, that with some of these, $60, $70, $80 whiskeys.
Yeah.
So the price always matters. Now this is the one that is like, I'm trying very hard not to create an artificial demand.
You're not succeeding.
Because people get mad at me. like that's the thing. People, if I say what my favorites are, that's what other people, because they're buying these based on what we tell them about them.
Right.
And if I say I love one, but like I understand my palate's not the same as everybody's, but if I tell them I love one, then when we only have 80 of them or 100 of them or whatever this, I don't even know what the yield is on this one.
Yeah.
If they can't get it, they get mad at me. And so I'm trying very hard, I'm trying to give you unbiased opinion on these bottles. Out of all of these, this is the one I would probably just drink the fastest if I was sitting around by myself. All these other ones are really, really interesting whiskeys. This one's not interesting. It's just good.
Just good.
It's just good. I don't have to be in a mood. I don't have to be like, oh, I want some maltiness. I don't have to be like, this is just designed for me. And this is a OZ Tyler Green River barrel. And this is just caramel and tangerine.
Did they toast it?
Mm-mm.
Just straight up out the barrel.
This is just a single barrel OZ Tyler, and it is just caramel and tangerine. It's just citrus.
That's right. That tangerine
and caramel
is so nuts on this bottle.
Yep.
So crazy.
How does this release Short Barrel OZ Tyler compare to the Wizard of OZ Tyler in the last drop? Similar. I feel like the tangerine is a little stronger, but honestly, I need to try the Wizard. I need to go back to the Wizard. We're about to, I tell you what we're going to do right now. Right now, JROCK is blinding the Wizard of OZ Tyler and this release, and the results mean nothing. I'm going to give you 2 fresh Glens.
Okay.
And you got to turn your back.
All right. Is this my good side?
No, you don't have a good side.
Well, shit. I saw somebody talking about the 1792 vertical. Said they were trying to complete that, and it was hard. And I think it said North Carolina. Let me tell you, the real hard part about that is finding the high rye, the 225th anniversary, the port finish, and is it the Ridgewood Reserve, the lawsuit bottle? So there's four more that you got to find, not including the 1.75s.
Well, I just broke the cork on the Wizard. Just so you know, I don't soak my corks very well. So we suck at soaking our corks. Let me go get a corkscrew real quick. I'll get that out. Keep your back turned. Keep them entertained, JROCK.
Keep them entertained, JROCK. I'll turn just a little bit. I can't see the bourbon. Nick, yes, the port is impossible to find. JROCK is looking for, wow, man. You can't body shame on the internet. What's wrong with you?
So theoretically, you're supposed to take these bottles and turn them up on their side or, upside down every once in a while to keep these corks from drying out. But that sounds like work, and I'm not doing that crap, okay? So what we're going to deal with are dry corks. We're just going to figure it out. We don't care that much. I don't care if my whiskey tastes like cork. Doesn't bother me at all. I kind of like the taste of a cork every once in a while, be honest with you. Yeah. Got it out right there. I've got a whole drawer full of corks. It'll be fine. This one not, like Crittenden's, dude needs to figure out his glue. This one, I'll take all credit on that one. That's all on me right there. All right, JROCK.
Let's see what we got here.
Right there, that's you.
Okay.
Okay. You get these out of your way. You need to show people what you're trying there. Y'all need to remember the order.
F and Brewzle.
I'm gonna go find a cork while you do this, okay?
Okay. Jimmy, I don't think I could take all of these home over here. If I did, I wouldn't complain. Nose is very, very mild. Adam, 500 for Rock Hill. No, sir. That is even above secondary. Pretty sure this is dumber. I smell that tangerine.
Here are the samples they sent me on those if you want to take those small samples home.
Okay. Yeah, that's dumber.
Which one's dumber?
F. Hold on. Let me taste the other one before I get ahead of myself.
That's a much wider opening than I thought it was. I got to go get wider corks. Keep talking. Oh, yeah. You need a little girth.
I see I rim my mouth. And now I don't know.
Pro tip right here, if you're too lazy to turn your bottles up on their side, keep all your corks.
All of them.
That one would work. That's pretty good. Nope. Nope. Dude, that honestly just kind of almost looks like the same cork. So we'll go with that. Which one do you prefer, F or not F?
You know, they're very similar.
I don't know. Which I was a big fan of the Wizard. I'm gonna be straight with you. The Wizard was one of my faves out of that release. They are very similar.
They are very
similar. They are, yes. Honestly, if you had just poured me those on different days, not back to back, I would say they're the same thing.
Yeah, those are.
I feel like, what's the proof on this one? Yeah, okay. That's not that different, though. I felt like this one, the proof came through on the Wizard a little more. Not that dissimilar. But you got to pick one. Right now, it is time. You are taking up too much. Backup corks. We need a backup cork store, don't we, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
More talking, less drinking. You're not entertaining. Okay,
I am not.
I know this is your first time, but you're not entertaining the people. Look at people are dropping off like crazy. We had 700 people, now we got 6.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
We were at 8 when I was talking. I dropped 200, so it's good.
I'm a rookie. Sorry, rookie move.
Yeah.
Okay. F is higher proof. I do believe either that or my palate's just completely burned out.
Barely. Which one do you like better? I didn't ask which one was higher proof. Jesus Christ. I said which one was better.
Well, I've drank more of this. I'm going to say I probably like that one a little bit better.
Okay. So F is the Wizard.
Okay. Which one's higher proof?
The Wizard by 5 proof points.
There we go.
Yep.
So 128 versus 123, yeah.
But I would agree. They're very similar.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I like the Wizard so much. They're very similar, but I think I like this one just slightly better. I think those 5 proof points lower the tangerine, the citrus comes through a little stronger.
Yes, I would agree.
Tyler says, what's been your favorite pick so far? So Tyler, post in the chat. You don't have to super chat. You're talking like out of these or like ever? Jill brings the crowds. She does. I mean, it helps. And a good topic. Like favorite cigar blend, probably not the best topic in the world, but it's okay. You know, sometimes we just want to hang out with the cool kids, like Bridger Hall right here.
Crowd dropped off because the JROCK was cleaning a glen on the street.
It could be you. Yeah, it could be you. Dang.
I'll do it at the table next time.
A-Ron in it, you know? All right, so I'm waiting on Tyler to say, are we talking about like ever? Or are we talking about like this one? Because honestly, this one's, out of all the Brewzle picks you've done so far, so we talking, like, I get you pick. Is it like, are we talking about experience? Or are we talking about like just the best whiskey? Like Tyler, again, we talking about like the experience of doing the pick or just the drinking the whiskey? You talking about JROCK's rye? Don't be that guy.
By far, hands down, one of
Like,
the best picks we've ever done.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty
You
good.
think that's better than the rum finished rye from Crittenden?
Yes. I'm not being biased.
You think that's better than the Frey Ranch pick?
Ooh. That's going to be tough because my Frey Ranch is down to about 2/3 of a bottle, and it is really, really opened up.
That's so good. I mean, those holidays.
Haven't had those.
You know, I mean, honestly, I think the Old Souls and the Old Doms will be super underrated just because we got so many bottles of it, so many barrels of it.
The Old Soul blend is going to be really fun.
That one's going to be good.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
How do you get a Brewzle Pick? You need to be like, just join the Patron and then you'll get the information. So Patron doesn't like for us to release barrel picks via Patron. So, but you need to be a patron to get the information, right?
Smokey, that rum was good.
Which Pursuit is it that you? Oh, so Pursuit Spirit stuff, like all their stuff's really good. We got 3 barrels. We got a rye and 2 toasted barrels coming from them. I say 2 double oaks. They taste like toasted barrels. The distillery only double oaked is by far my favorite. I liked batch 1. A lot of people told me they like batch 2. We have 600 bottles of batch 2 coming. So they have given us like basically 3 barrel equivalent of the second release of their distillery only toasted barrel, which a lot of folks have said they like better. I'm not sure I like it better. If I'm talking experience from all the picks, I just cannot beat Frey Ranch. The first Crittenden's picks we did were also, because that's the first time I went into a rick house and we just went nuts. Let's see, I'm trying to see Tyler's comment on whiskey or experience. How about experience in whiskey? Besides JROCK's rye. At this point, we've released so many barrel picks, it is hard to keep up with them all to make sure I'm not forgetting something. Because, like I said, experience-wise, like Frey is just so awesome. Like I love the people. I love what they're doing. I love the story. I think folks are really going to like the Peerless stuff we have coming up too. Like that's cool. The fact that we get like the first ever high rye picks. We got 2 barrels of the first ever high rye picks.
That's crazy.
Are nuts. We're going to have some of the first ever high rye Old Dominick picks coming here pretty soon.
Ooh, really?
Okay. We got a lot of folks that are like, dude, we don't normally do that, but we'll do it for you. So, and that includes experience. Whiskey wise, I'm just trying to look back here to make sure I don't forget anybody. Oh, we got a Four Roses pick coming. Like, come on. I haven't even done that one yet, and I know that's going to be one of my favorites ever. I've done a few. I've done 3 Four Roses picks. I just know that's going to be one of my favorites because I've already done 3 for other people, and I know it's so freaking good. Out of the picks we've done so far, whiskey-wise, just me going back to over and over again, what am I picking? Probably the Frey. If I move down from that, probably the Holiday Soft Red Wheat. If I move off of that, like the Holiday Bourbon's really good, Rickhouse Proof Bourbon. And then I'm probably going to move to one of the short barrels. And the short barrels, there's like 3 or 4 I could just bat between that are so good from them. The Toasteds, that kind of thing, really, really nice. The Pursuit picks are great. I just don't have those yet. So I can't go back to them over and over and over. The Four Roses will be barrel strength. We haven't picked it yet. Honestly, the Barrel Craft Spirits pick, though, like Brewzle 1. Did you get one of those?
I'm on my second one.
You're on your second one. All right. What we're going to do right now is JROCK is going to present our new Rye of the Month. It's a new thing, right? We're going to start doing this like every month, every stream, we're going to have a different person come on, virtually typically, and they're going to tell us about a different type of whiskey that is outside my wheelhouse. Hopefully they're not going to just throw things in the floor like JROCK just did. He is going to tell you about our Rye of the Month while I go get a Brewzle 1 Barrel Craft Spirits pick, because it's been so long. I drank all of mine. I do have one in a bag. That was the first pick. Obviously, a lot of nostalgia. Not the best pick experience, but the whiskey is out of this world. So I'm going to go grab a Brewzle 1 while he gives us the rundown of the JROCK Brewzle Rye Whiskey of the Month. So tell him the specs. Let me go grab a Brewzle 1.
Rye Whiskey of the Month. Okay. Now this one, guys, is going to be one you're going to have to hunt just a little bit. But Hemingway Rye. All right. The story on this is a blend of 9-year MGP 95.5 and 4-year 95.5 from Green River that was distilled by Jacob Call before he left the Green River Distillery and went to Hemingway Whiskey. They then take those blend of ryes and put them in the Pappy's Pilar rum finished or sherry finished rum barrels. So this is a whiskey that is blended and then put into a sherry barrel that has rum in it, has had rum in it. This one is the first edition, 100 proof, super, super limited. They had like 960 bottles released. Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia, I believe, was the other state. No, Kentucky. Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida. So we'll start with this one. If you guys can find one, it's a pricey bottle. This is about a $115 bottle.
Jesus Christ.
You bought it.
Well, only because you told me to buy it.
Exactly.
I didn't know what I was spending.
It's only money. Don't make more.
It's only...
So on the nose of this,
like you're starting to sound like Jill now.
I do what I can.
Love you, Jill.
All right.
Stag pick win whenever they give me one.
Exactly. So the rum and sherry finish on this really kind of mutes the rye note on the nose. This is really, really like candy almost.
That's a good rye. I'm still kind of iffy on ryes. This one is very rye forward, like a lot of minty notes on it, but like they hit you quick and then they kind of dissipate to like a nice soft, like almost like caramel finish to it.
Yep.
That's really nice.
You get a little bit of that rum, just very subtle, that rum sweetness, butteriness.
That's good.
Yeah.
You did a good job on that one.
Thank you, sir.
So, but you picked an expensive rye. So next month, you got to pick a more affordable rye.
I have expensive taste.
All right, we're going to try this. We're going to end this stream on this Brewzle 1 Barrel Craft Spirits right here. It's still got the wrapping on it to keep the cork in while it was shipped. After this stream, we're going to jump over to Discord. We're going to hang out in the supporter-only chat. If you happen to be a patron, if you join Patron, if you just recently joined because you want to be a part of this barrel pick drop that's happening this Saturday with a lot of these barrels we've been talking about tonight, link Patron to Discord. If you have problems doing that, hit us up. Send an email to support@brewzle.com. Send us a DM on Patron. Probably not going to get it fixed tonight, unfortunately, but usually on these Monday streams, we will jump in there after the stream. So might not be able to get you fixed up tonight because we're going to be over there paying attention, but we can get you fixed up for next time for sure. All right.
I will tell you,
one.
real quick,
Go ahead.
before we go into that. If you guys cannot find the first edition, they do have a new edition that is a signature edition. Comes in at 102 proof. It has a neck tag that says boldly 102 proof. The difference is it is a 6-year MGP 95.5 versus the 9-year in this version. Anyway.
What do you think of this Brewzle 1? How much better or any better is it than the Brewzle 2? Nostalgia tells me it's considerably better, but my taste buds tonight, I'm not sure it's better. I'm not sure it's better. Like, it's good. Like, it's really, really good.
It's good.
But is it better than the Brewzle 2? I'm about to find out. And that's the problem with nostalgia on anything, right? If you're like if you had a great experience with a lot of cool people around a whiskey, you tend to just think higher of that whiskey.
Maybe.
On the 2?
Yep. And the exclusive JROCK Glen.
All right, Brewzle 1's better to me. Mouthfeel, similar. The fruit flavors are it's a little more fruit forward. So I sent them I told them about the Grandma's Peach Pie Total Wine Pick for Brewzle 1. I was like, I want that.
Right.
And so it's not quite that. I think the Total Wine thing is still, the Grandma's Peach Pie Total Wine Pick, still the best barrel craft spirits thing I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay.
Even better than our picks. Really, really nice. This one was close, though. Like, it is very fruit forward, a little more orange than peach. This one, similar. I feel like it's got a little more oakiness on it that kind of takes away from some of the fruit flavors. I still think I would take Brewzle 1. Brewzle 2 is great. I think Brewzle 1's this much better. Like, I really think the difference is that oakiness. I think the oakiness is not, if you like oakiness, you might like Brewzle 2 better. I think I like one this much better because I don't want the oakiness.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But anyway, here's what's interesting. Brewzle 2, available. Brewzle 1, I've got the only 4 bottles left in existence, and I just opened one of them. So
I have one.
You have one? Unopened?
Yeah.
How the hell did you get 3?
Oh, no, I only have 2.
Okay.
I had I had the very first one that came. That was my very first Brewzle pick,
Okay.
obviously. And then I have one unopened.
I think you stole one from me. But it was a long day. I probably gave it away. I did. I just tend to give whiskey away and then I forget about it. That happens after drinking as much as we did tonight. Appreciate everybody hanging out. Appreciate JROCK making it all the way down here. Let me know if you like this kind of whiskey of the month. It's going to be different than this. Obviously, this was a little bit of a, I'm trying to keep it PG-13. It's a little bit of a
show.
It's a shit show. I'll just go ahead and do it. Sorry.
It is.
It's a little bit of that. Like, we were just figuring it out. Wasn't expecting you to come down and stream the whole stream. We thought Jill would stream, but she had somewhere else to be. We thought we would just bring him in for that segment. Long term, that's the plan. We'll bring him in for that segment. Gonna have try to do it for a lot of different whiskeys. We just want to introduce y'all. We've got a lot of cool people in this community that are into a lot of whiskeys that I may not necessarily be into. We want to make sure we provide access to all of those things. What are you looking at?
Big Fuzz told me to try the Pappy 15.
He wants you to try have you ever tried Pappy 15?
No. I have a Van Winkle 12. I don't have a Pappy 15.
I was just about to call it, man. But apparently we're about to drink some Pappy 15.
I mean,
that's fresh Glen right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like you should drink it after this much whiskey. That's like after 2 or 3 pours and your palate's warmed up.
Oh, my palate's warm.
Not after your palate is absolutely and completely and totally roached, right?
So I have an OREP 10. I have a Lot B. I have 4 of the 6 of the Weller. barrel proof.
Which Weller are you missing?
The same one everybody else is. CYPB and single barrel.
Oh, you say everybody, but I'm not missing those.
Well, besides you.
Those are behind you right now.
I know. But I have all 3 koshers, so.
Well, that makes you special.
In the short
There you go.
Conway.
Van Winkle 15. Give your review
Van
right
Winkle
now.
15.
Honest review. Van Winkle Santa Pappy. That's the
Santa Pappy.
That's the red top Santa Pappies. Yes.
Ooh.
TJ opens that because we don't care. The Magnus was good. Not as good as other batches. My God.
Really nice. All kinds of just.
It has the hype
Red
for a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason. If I could just make a whiskey that tasted like this, I would not make any other whiskeys. If I had a still the size of Buffalo Traces, why would I make anything else but this?
That nose is beautiful.
It's Weller intensified with a little more oak.
Worth the hype.
It's not worth $2,000 to your pocketbook, but it is worth the desirability of that bottle.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
That is, if Antique 107 is here, Pappy 15 is here.
I'm not sure I'm giving it that gap, but yes, it is better. Yes. Did I ever try the 23? I did try the 23 at a bar. I didn't like the 23 better than the 15. Like, the 15 is the best of these. Jeremy still has a backup of Pappy 15, or are you still talking about, like, the Brewzle 1? Jeremy's local here, and I don't know if he may be just way behind. He may be way, way behind.
The OG. 20 is better than the 23. I've heard 23 is really oaky.
The 15 is the best. Out of all the ones I've had, the 15 is the best. International hunts in the works. Not this year, probably next year. I need a Russell's 15. Do what?
Grove River asked if there's any John J. Bowman or Bowman stuff. It's over there.
We just keep streaming all night. What do you want? Here's a single barrel John Jay. Have you ever had a single barrel John Jay?
I got a bottle. Yep.
You got a bottle?
Yeah,
I've got some. Tell them about it.
Virginia Blanton's.
Yeah.
Rumor is that John J. Bowman is owned by Sazerac. They purchase barrels of Mash Bill 2, take it to Virginia, copper pot still, distill it, and then age it in Virginia. I call it Virginia Blanton's.
I'm going to bet you like $10. They don't buy barrels of anything. They're owned by Sazerac. It's distilled at Buffalo Trace. They put that crap in tankers.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
New make.
Yeah.
Ship it over there unaged.
Yeah.
Redistill it and then age it on site.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
And it's not a rumor. That's kind of how it happens. All right. After we're at Old Dominick, I may try to figure out a way to stream while we're at Old Dominick filming. So
impromptu stream from
probably won't stream next Monday. Gonna really try to stream the Monday after that. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. We'll see y'all then.